Yeah, of course, I'm very hungry to try and win the world champ this year. It's biggest title, the biggest title we have in the, I mean, we have in the sport, and Qatar especially have a special place in my heart. I love going back there, and having the world champ there. Of course, it's something that I would really try and be playing really well there for sure, just like everyone else. But of course, it did hurt me when I lost last year. But you know, any athlete have to go kind of through, you know, tough roads sometimes, and they learn from, and they come back and be tough. I did few changes, you know, I did few changes in my game. I did do some changes with my team a little bit as well. You know, I felt I need something different a little bit, you know, and sometimes, you know, it takes courage to tell yourself you need to change, you need to do some things differently, and throughout my career, you know, I've always had that courage. And yeah, so I'm gonna go back there and give it everything, and I'm really hungry to try and win this title this year.
He's done it! Ramy Ashour has come back from the dead to steal this World Championship title. He is going absolutely bonkers! That was an epic battle, one of the most exciting finals ever on Squash TV, if not the most exciting final.
To be honest, I mean, when I played those two World Champ final in Qatar, were against Ramy, one of the greatest players who ever played the sport, and how many people can say that they took Ramy that far? And I was only a point away from winning in 2014 with him, but when I look back at those matches, I tell myself I've been part of not just any World Champ final. I've been part of a match that will be remembered in the history of the sport, and I always look at it in a very positive way. You know, I always tell myself anything that happens to me, I always have the faith that tells me that anything that happens to me is for my own good. And even when I go through bad losses, I always it never really affect me the way it never really gets into me that much. You know, that's why I think over the last 10 years in my career, you know, even my bad season have not been that bad. You know, I've been really my level of consistency being, if it goes up, if it goes down, it didn't really go that up, it didn't go that down. You know, it's been almost the same. And I've always and I think that it's just go back to always my faith in my life, that I always think that anything that happens to me is for my own good. And so I didn't take those losses this way. You know, I just took them as okay, I'm gonna learn from this. Is maybe if I won them, maybe that was not what's maybe my career would have went not the way I would have liked after that. You know, maybe the right time for me to win the world champ was in Manchester, and yeah, but definitely I'm gonna go back to Qatar, and as I said, I have good memories there. But you know, it's the world champ, and you have to think about it differently than you're playing Qatar Classic. You know, and obviously I love the court, but even though that I love playing there, I still lost in the quarter last year. Nothing is guaranteed, even if you love playing in the court. So you have to focus for every match, because everyone is going to be playing really well there. I know I have won, like each World Series event I've won it more than probably twice. Like Hong Kong this year, I'm going for my 5th title. US Open, I'm going for my 4th. UC, I'm going for my 3rd. The British, I'm going for my 4th. You know, so but the World Champ, I'm going only for my 2nd. And I can't tell myself I'm disappointed that I'm going for the World Champ for my 2nd, because some people didn't even win any of these titles. You know, some people are aiming to even get to the final of these titles, and for me, you know, I'm aiming not just win each title once. I'm aiming to break records of trying to beat the person who won each title the most. You know, and so for me, if this is always my aim, so nothing will never be good enough for me. You know, whether I'm winning my 4th, whether I'm going for after my 4th world champ or my 5th world champ or my 2nd world champ, it's never going to be good enough. And that's why I think the difference has been me with the other players the last few years, that I've never targeted one tournament. I have always targeted something way more than that. And every season, you know, you go and I have to face one player who's playing an amazing season, exceptional season, but each time a player had to play an exceptional season, they had to go through me. it didn't have to go through someone else. Every time it had to go through me. And when I was, it's funny because I was reading some of Greg's comment after last season. He said that I was not as consistent as the years before, which is very true. But still, last season I won 3 World Series events, which is funny to, you know, he is right, but at the same time it makes me understand the difference between me and everyone else, you know. Which is how I always feel, you know. Every time I go to a tournament, it's just whenever I win it, it's never good enough. I want to win more than this, you know. And I always feel like it's great I won a big title, but I'm always looking for the next one. What is the next event? What is the next event I need to win? And definitely last season, having said that about Greg's comment, I wasn't happy about my last season actually, because it was still not good enough to make me the best player in the world, because someone played an exceptional season. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm trying to do it as long as I can. And this is what greatness in every sport comes from, is the consistency and doing it over the years. Because the way I did it, the way I became world number 1 at 22, the way I did it, I can't do it the same way when I'm 28. My body is different, the way I have to play is different. I played players who are older than me when I was 22, so the game I had to play them is so different, and right now I have to play players who are younger than me. So, and it's just to keep that kind of consistency is I don't think any people understand, except the people who actually done it themselves, because it's the way I lunge, let's say on the backhand side when I'm 22, is gonna be completely different than how I lunge now. My body is not the same. And but the only thing that has always stayed the same with me through all these years is my mental strength. That is the only thing that does not change. And that is, I think, what made me different, because I've always stayed strong mentally, and that is the only thing that can keep you going through all the years. Not your muscles, not the way you move, not the way you hit the ball, it's the mental strength. And I'm gonna come this season, gonna try to win every title. And I think winning in Shanghai in my first tournament of the season, I wanted to win this title to give a message that I'm still gonna be around, and I'm not going anywhere. The only thing that's gonna keep me away is if I get injured. But as long as I try and keep myself healthy and my body injury free, you know, I know I'm gonna be there, because the consistency I have the consistency I have, it will require someone to play like how Ali did last season to overcome me.